everyone, welcome back to my channel. I just spent the last 20 minutes digging through boxes that I had already packed up, trying to find my external microphone, and I cannot find it. I thought I was being organized with my camera equipment packing skills, but apparently I wasn't. So yeah. If this is your first time seeing me, hi, my name is Jennifer, and I am moving from South Florida to basically the Seattle area. I am in the process of packing things up, hence why I can't find my microphone. Quick little background info so you know a little bit about my road trip history. Born in North Carolina, drove with my family to Texas, drove with my family to Washington, joined the military, moved from Washington to South Florida by myself, went from California to Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania to Florida with my husband, and then road trip throughout a couple different countries. I feel like cross-country road trip essentials are different than moving essentials. So just want to make this clear, this is for moving, not so much fun, let's have a great time. So if you're going cross country, if you just graduated high school and you're moving to college and you're driving by yourself and you've never done that before, I hope this video helps you guys. Number one is to have your phone charger for the car, for obvious reasons. Feel like I don't really need to elaborate on that. So the last time that I drove from Washington to South Florida was about 4 years ago, almost exactly. It's insane to see how much technology has changed because 4 years ago, I did not have data on my phone. My phone's pretty much useless the last time I did this trip, and I originally had an older GPS. The thing with the external GPS, not one that's on your phone, is you have to update it, or at least the one that I have, you have to like hook it up to your computer, go onto a website and download a certain area of where you're driving to. I did not do that last time I drove, so it wasn't extremely helpful. It kept making me do like roundabouts or like taking roads that didn't exist, or I was missing things. It just got so annoying, and I ended up using an actual paper road map. And that was only 4 years ago, so that's crazy. The whole point of that was, now I have data on my phone. I use the GPS, the Google Maps all the time. When you're driving, you don't want to be holding it while you're driving, when you're looking at the maps. Get a phone holder. I actually don't have one. I've never owned one, and I just ordered one off of Amazon, and it's supposed to get here tomorrow, but I feel like that's gonna be super handy because I don't have to hold my phone looking at the maps. Number three is to have extra cash and coins with you, whether it's for emergencies or toll roads. The last time I took this road trip, I hit so many toll roads and I did not know what to do, and it was those toll roads where there wasn't an actual person there, but it was either like an electronic sun pass type of thing, which I didn't have, or you just throw in some money. I didn't know what to do because I didn't have coins, so I just kind of drove through it. Hoped I didn't get a ticket. I didn't get a ticket. I don't know how that happens. Don't really know. Yeah, I don't know. Basically just have coins for toll roads. And I would say between $20 and $50 in case of emergency, in case you don't call your bank and tell them, hey, I'm moving and I'm gonna be around the country. That's another quick tip. Call your bank, let them know that you're gonna be driving so they don't freeze your card. Number four is to download some podcasts or some of your own music. Last time I did this, again, I went through a lot of dead spots where there wasn't great radio stations. I feel like I'm sounding my age when I mention things like a road map and CDs. 4 years ago, I just had a bunch of CDs and I had a CD holder, and going down the road, I was fiddling with a bunch of CDs, changing up stuff, because when you're going, like for example, in the middle of Kansas, Nebraska, Midwest places, sometimes you get static, sometimes you only get one radio station, and when you're alone in the car, it can get boring. So definitely entertain yourself, keep yourself awake. Number five is to download Google Maps area on your phone. I do this every single time that I go out of the country. I can go onto Google Maps, download a certain area where I'm planning on visiting. That way you can use Google Maps. It'll talk to you, it'll tell you the directions, it'll tell you which way to go, just like as if you were on data, but you can actually turn your data off. That way you don't use your data. Number six is to have wet wipes. You're gonna find yourself eating in the car a lot, probably breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Wet wipes are going to be your best friends when you're on the road. Number seven is to know how to change a spare tire and to have all your tools necessary. And and make sure that your spare tire is in good condition. You can be on the interstate and you can be on the main highway or whatever, but not necessarily you're going to be around people, especially places like Texas where you can be driving for 2 days and not leave Texas. Just know how to do it. You might also think, oh, I can just YouTube a quick video on how to do it. Nay, nay. If you've never drove across the country before, you may or may not know that you can actually lose signal and you're just kind of SOL waiting on someone to drive by, and that could be a couple hours. Either get your car looked at professionally, go get it maintenance, or you can do it yourself, and also check your windshield wipers because you don't want to be caught in the middle of a downpour and have really, really bad windshield wipers. As well as getting your car maintenance properly, also, it helps you know your car. And by that I mean, if you have an older car or you have a newer car, just kind of know its limits and know what needs to be checked on regularly. For example, my very first car was a, I don't know, 96 Toyota Camry that cost like $1,000, and it broke down after 3 days, and I constantly had to put oil in it because it was either burning it or leaking it, but I constantly would always have to check my oil, and it was always low, so I would drive around and constantly be putting oil in it. I don't know. That car had a lot of problems. And then I got my next car, which was a rebuild. It was in better condition, but it wasn't in great condition. That one, my gas gauge didn't work. That was really difficult because going from Washington to Florida, that was over 3,000 miles. Basically, I didn't know when my car was actually empty, so every 200 miles, I had to stop and get gas. If you do the math, that is a lot of time to stop to get gas. Know your car, know its flaws, work around them. Say you're moving from South Florida or South Texas and you're going up to Alaska. Be prepared, check for road closures, make sure you get some tire chains if you need it, and a windshield wiper, like snow ice scraper. The next one is quite simple, but it's just to have an up-to-date insurance card printed out and to know where your registration is. I cannot remember the last time that I had to pull out my registration, so I actually thought about that randomly while driving around and tried to forage around trying to find it in my car in like the glove compartment, and I couldn't find it and I didn't know where it was. So that's kind of a necessary thing in case you do get pulled over while driving. You want to make sure that you have the necessary documents that says that the car is not stolen and that it is indeed yours. My last and final tip is to have a bunch of bottled water and healthy snacks. I don't like to buy a bunch of bottled waters because I know that it's a lot of plastic and refillable bottles are better, but it's just an inconvenient thing to always have to refill your bottle when you're doing like 12 hours in a car for like a week straight type thing. I got like a 24 pack of bottled water from Costco, and this is something that, well, a lot of these things probably all of these things I got from my parents, but for my most recent trip up north, I was driving my mom's car around and she always has bottled water in her car, and I was caught at a ferry and had to wait like 3 hours, or just while driving, I just got thirsty. My mom would always have bottled water in the back of the car. Never had to worry about it. That was so nice. I can't tell you how many times I was driving around Florida and I was just thirsty and I felt like going to Starbucks, even though coffee dehydrates you more. Besides the point, have bottled water in the car so you don't have to stop at the gas station. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, fast food, convenient, fast, cheap, but it's going to just make you feel so sluggish. It's gonna make you feel bloated and sick, and especially if that's all you eat every day for multiple days at a time, it's not ideal. So always bring some easy snacks to eat on the road, like bananas, apples, some things like bread and peanut butter and jelly, so I can just make it in the hotel on my nights in or get hungry at a pit stop. Super easy, save money, save time. You don't have to go through so many drive-thrus all the time, and it's probably a lot more healthier. So that is all my cross-country moving essentials. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Moving videos are happening very soon, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!